listening to Hollywood.com, and so am I. And you're also watching it. Well, if you're watching, I hope you're listening. It's Hollywood.com. Go figure.
Hi, I'm Carlene Davis for Hollywood.com, coming to you from the 5th Annual TV Land Awards in Santa Monica, hosted by Kelly Ripa. This is the only award show of its kind in which old Hollywood and new Hollywood come together to celebrate classic TV. All your favorite stars from the Brady Bunch and Taxi will be on hand to celebrate these classic shows.
Hollywood.com.
It's a great honor to be here for Lucy's Legacy of Laughter Award, which is the reason we're here, the reason I got invited.
What makes a TV show become a classic?
I think what makes it become a classic is the fact that they're great. They're great shows that never change. You can play it over and over again and people can watch it and enjoy it over and over again. It makes classic TV.
Okay, I gotta ask, how many people come up to you and say, "What you talking about, Willis?"
I hear it about 10 times a day probably, or people yell it in the car or they're driving around it. I get used to it. It doesn't bother me though. I kind of get used to it.
Hollywood.com, in the house, in the house.
So you're being honored tonight. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm getting as old as Lou Gossett. No, it's nice, you know. It's nice when somebody recognizes what you've done and they have something nice to say about it. And for a work like Roots, it's beyond important, you know. It's an iconic piece of education for anybody, of a family and a love and a commitment to that love. So you can't beat that.
I think Roots is really being honored on me. Roots is it's time this time, more important this time I think than it was the first time. It's the second time to tell the story. The whole generation doesn't know what anybody's talking about. They got to see with explanations. So I think it's pretty important, you know. The generation can't tell you where they're going if they don't know where they've been, and this generation doesn't know where they've been.
So when you first started work on just a little TV show, did you think 30 years later that people would still be watching it?
I didn't know about 30 years later. I was just worried about getting it on that fall.
The show is really a uniting kind of experience, and we've always been very close over the years.
So Brady Bunch is being honored tonight.
Yeah, how about that?
How does that make you feel?
It's kind of like my childhood's being honored. It was a great time. It was a really good time, and the fact that what we did is important enough to get an award just, I don't know, kind of justifies my life.
It's been a great night for classic TV. For Hollywood.com, I'm Carlene Davis.